Alright, I think I got the hang of this. So, I'm still working on becoming a better bomber here. So I'm going to take some time and I'm going to run through a mission I just finished doing. There's good guys who are on the ground and they're being attacked by snipers from the roofs of these buildings in a city. So we've been dispatched from a airbase to take off, and then what we're gonna do is kind of head out over the city, and once we get notice of where the targets are, then I'm gonna try to use my camera on board to set up our GPS bombs. So we'll target things on the ground, and then I'll head out, come back in, and then bomb these snipers on the roof. After that, I'm gonna go into a mission that I haven't done yet, and that's to help hit an enemy force in a small town. And yeah, just trying to get a little bit better here. Oops, I lost it. Where did it go? Yeah, just trying to get a little bit better at this setup. So I'll show you what weapons we're going to use. So under the plane there in green, those are 500-pound GPS guided bombs called GBU 38s. And what that'll allow us to do is that targeting, you'll see it line up in the computer, and then we just fly over everybody and drop all those, and they should hit pinpoint accuracy where each sniper is. We might have to do more than one pass. We may not see it, all the bad guys, all at once. And in case we don't, we're going to use the ones with the little cameras on the tip there on my wings. Those are our optical guided missiles. So as long as they can see a target, they can tell the difference between a person and a tank and a car. They will target that thing and just fly at it and blow up. So they're really, 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 really accurate. So if this works really well, I will do this video again in nighttime mode. But right now, let's just do it in daytime. You may notice my performance is working much better. I went back and set my louder back up so that it plays through a little bit smoother from the computer to my headset. So loading doesn't take as long and all that other stuff. The plane is already turned on and ready to go. I'm just turning on my TGP. That's what our camera is called. Take the brake off. I'm gonna put my helmet down, and okay. Now last time this bomber sitting over here didn't go anywhere, so I'm gonna assume he's not gonna use the runway, and I'm gonna assume the same thing about the other one there. Going a little fast, but that's all right. We gotta get out of here. Excuse me. Our target is on the other side of this mountain. Is my canopy closed? Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, let me slow down. Your brake is always on your left-hand side, so where you hold the throttle here, the button on the front where my finger is, that's the brake. Alright, now I'm going to push it all the way forward, and I'm going to put my... No, I don't need flaps. Let's just go. We are very heavy, though. I've got a lot of bombs. So I'll push this all the way forward. Keep our eyes down the runway. It'll yell at us in a minute once I pull up. And that's because we need to put up our landing gear.
Landing gear.
Okay, so I'm going to do the exact same thing I did last time. We're going to climb. So the first thing I'm going to do And I'm going to use the autopilot here. So first thing I'm going to do is lock our speed. So when we get to 450, there we go. Now that autopilot's controlling our speed, now I'm going to keep climbing, but I want to lock our heading so that we keep going in the same direction. Now the city is over there. That's where that's where the snipers are attacking our friends. I'm gonna turn our weapons on since we're in the air now. And I want to climb to about 20,000 feet. So before I let the autopilot climb us to 20,000 feet, and that was really, really slow. So it seems like just leaving it off and just climbing at an angle is much, much faster. We don't even have our afterburner on. When you see AB pop up there, that means our afterburner's on, and what that does is it sets so all of our jet exhaust that's coming out the back of the plane gets set on fire, and that gives you much more thrust. So I'll turn it on for a hot second here. And you'll see we speed up much faster, so I'm gonna turn it off. Still don't want to go too fast. We're almost at 20,000 feet. And then what I'm gonna do is we'll hold altitude. So we're way high up, but we're not as high as like a commercial airplane flies. So we're still close enough to the ground where I can visually see things. Alright, this is good enough. I'm gonna level this off. And now I can hit navigation and it'll take us to that green spot over there. That's our nav point. So in real life, your nav point wouldn't be floating in the air like that unless you like actually put it in the computer that way. But you would have already pre-saved a lot of this information. I know a lot of this technical stuff is boring, but it takes up time while we're kind of flying around here. The game has more colorful maps, more like ocean maps, but this one's kind of desert, so it's not too much to that. Alright, so I'm going to switch our weapons. We're going to be using our GPS guided bomb, so it says GPS bomb up there now. And alright, I'm going to lock our heading because I don't want to fly directly over our target. That's what I'm learning. You want to be just off to the left, have it just to the left of you, because your camera is on the bottom left of your plane, and you will lose visual if you start peeling off to the right too much. Alright, so I just pushed waypoint on my TGP, the camera. So now it's looking where they told us to move. And I'm going to adjust our autopilot using some of these things down here. Because when we get near enough to the waypoint, he'll start calling out targets, and I'll be able to see the snipers and where they are in each building, or on each building, because they're going to be on the roof. When you use the autopilot, you don't have to do too much like physical back and forth all over the cabin pushing stuff. Alright, we can slow down a little bit. Not necessarily need to be going all that kind of fast. Yeah, I did a good job. I kept this side clean. I had my flaps up and everything. Sometimes I accidentally leave my landing gear down, so didn't do anything like that this time. Alright, let's move a little bit to the... I think last time I was like 3. So I'm looking at the navigation bar up there. It tells me my direction, north, south, whatever. I don't want to go into it too much because it's kind of boring. But by moving this little knob, I can choose where the plane is heading. And by moving this one, I can do our speed. Alright, we should be able to see stuff now. Alright, let's lock waypoint. Alright, there they are.
Autopilot disengaged.
Oops, heading. Alright, GPS send. Alright, so I'm sending these target locations to the GPS. Give me a second. I need to head back out to get a little bit better vantage point for the camera. It can't see. That's what gimbal limit means. Autopilot's flying the plane, so I just have to focus on our weapons here. So I locked 2 targets. I'm going to try to lock the 3rd. And if I get any repeats, I'll delete them. I know there's more out here, but I think you have to bomb them in groups. Alright, let me not be greedy. Alright, let's come back around as we do, and we will. Actually, I can just turn this off. Let's go bomb our targets. The little reticle will pop up here in a second. When it gets in the center of the circle, we just squeeze.
Shoot.
Oops, I moved the camera. That's okay. Oops, heading, altitude, speed. At some point, we should be able to see my bombs hit. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay. That's 3 snipers dead. Oh yeah, our camera kind of allows us to see through the plane. Alright, let's nav back. No, not that way. I really wish it wouldn't go to the right. Cameras can't really see that well to the right. But we hit the first 3 targets. Now I see on the nav they've marked another one. So first we're going to go clear those first 3 targets. Let me go back to my map here. Take control. We need to look at something. Yeah, I think that's him. Let's go GPS send. I would like to use this as a waypoint. So I'm going to push waypoint now, and my camera will lock there. Let me bring this around.
Autopilot disengaged.
So what I like about the autopilot, speed will always lock your speed, even if you start doing wild stuff. And altitude will try to lock your altitude even if you start doing wild stuff. So it's hard, it makes it harder for you to stall and harder for you to crash. So like people today, pilots today and stuff, hopefully don't like have all that trouble, because when you don't use it, it really is very hard. Alright, I'm gonna try to lock this guy here. So I should be able to go to new group can say. There we go. Now I should be able to bomb him. So we're going to use a regular bomb. Alright, navigation off. And actually, I have an option. No, because, okay, so this will be the last target I use a GPS bomb on. And then I will use my other option, the optical. And you'll get to see how direct that is. It doesn't sound like they're doing very much damage to our guys on the ground. Let me speed up a bit. Black speed. Altitude. I'll take care of heading. Let's bomb this. Next target, like I said, we'll try to use an optical. There's my reticle. Goodbye, sniper.
Shoot.
I like it when it says that. Alright, now I can zoom out. Let me put my flaps down and slow down a bit. So we can see the boom. Come on, bomb. Come on. Boom! There he goes. See if I can see the body, or if it's gone. Nope. You got cooked. Alright. There's one more guy down there. I'm going to switch now. We're going to go to the opticals. Optical AGM-65.
Autopilot disengaged.
Autopilot can go ahead and go off. Speed up a little bit. We're gonna dive. Good job. Okay, plane. You are not being bad today.
Shoot.
Looking for another target here. I think I see him. There he is. Okay, here we go. Trying not to stall. Ooh, we went straight up in the air. Cut engines. Yep, we're in danger of stalling. I know. Oh no. Calm down, plane. And shoot. And we don't have to keep a lock or anything.
Autopilot disengaged.
Boom. And he's gone. Alright. Speed and heading locked. That's all the snipers killed. They want us to go ahead and land back at the airport here. And so what I'm going to try to do... Let me see something. I think it already has our landing strip locked. And this thing seems to be twitching. So we should be able to land on instruments. I'm going to try to do that real quick. Alright. How do I do that? Okay, heading. I'm going to come off the edge of these mountains here. We're not going very fast. That was actually kind of helpful. I'm going to lock our altitude. Last time I did this, I came in really high over these mountains, and so I came in a little fast when I landed. So I'm trying to keep from doing that this time. I also already had my flaps down, so that's what slowed us down. So I'm actually going to put them up for a little while and give us. We don't need to go faster. I just don't want to go any slower. Alright, I don't need this. I want the map, our map now. And see, there's our plane and there's the airport. And we can see it represented on the map there. It is a pretty map. They kind of messed up the lake edge there, but all these maps are designed by people that play the game. So like all this you see is like player and editor generated maps and stuff. That goes for the enemies on the ground too, and the good guys. Give them credit. It looks really good. Alright, I don't need to be at 8,000 feet since we're gonna land. I just need to be a little higher than that little hill right there. I'm going really slow, so the goal is to let the nav computer line you up with the airport. But if you do it wrong, it'll be way too high in altitude and you'll be going way too fast. Alright, we're gonna start approaching the airport. This is what your pilot does when you're flying with like Southwest or somebody. Alright, now he's lining us up. I don't like this approach though. It's very bad. I may not use the autopilot for this. I'm gonna have to guide us in myself. Because I don't like this big hill in front of an airport so you can crash into it. That's stupid. Alright, so I'm just using the joystick. I'm not speed really. In fact, I can still use the autopilot for our speed. We are still going really fast.
Altitude.
Alright,
Shoot. Autopilot disengaged.
let's turn our weapons
Altitude.
off.
Altitude.
Let's put our flaps
Altitude.
down.
Altitude.
Landing gear down.
Altitude.
And now I'm trying to aim that little green circle at where we want to land. We're coming in at an angle, but that shouldn't be too big of a problem. We are going really fast though. Okay, come on down now. Let's use our brakes. Okay. Don't hit the bummer. Don't hit the bummer. Okay, that was actually a really good landing. If I don't say so myself. We can turn here. It is hard not to drive these like race cars because you're going fast for a very large plane. Alright, let's hope I don't hit this. I don't want to cause like $500 million damage. Alright. Okay, for some reason my camera still wants to lock on to stuff. Turn it off. And if I park and turn stuff off, then we get points. Because we did the whole mission. I'll come back and record part 2. Okay, we're going kind of fast.
Ground crew is on station.
There we go. Yay, we won. Okay. Alrighty. I will see you back for part 2, where we do enemy unit. Our troops have encountered a large enemy force in a small town while on patrol. It's at a standstill for now. We'll have to help out.